Hi guys, and I'm welcoming you back on Baby Trading channel. Today we're gonna play with this strategy. It's actually based on 3 indicators. 2 of them are gonna be awesome oscillator, and the third one is gonna be the channel indicator. And it actually still simple on this matter that we are playing mostly on the tendency continuation. So we are following all the indicators to be combined, to be in codependence, and just following this trend in making our bets. So let's see how it's gonna be today. So we are just get back on track, and we are starting with this setting all indicators up as always. And here's the candles, the period of the candles. We took 1 minute today. The first one is gonna be the awesome oscillator, and I'm just changing periods here. And the second one is gonna be the awesome oscillator again, because it's just work fine together, but we need to add the different periods for them. And the third one, like the little complication here is gonna be the Donchian channel. Here we are also changing the period, changing the thickness. Here you may see it's gonna be 2 indicators below the chart and one just a little bit upper. Here we are done. So let's see, there's the first graph. Let's see the first indicators that actually showing us the orange candles. And you know what it actually means? That means that we are making this path for a downward movement. The first one is a small one, tiny, like $100. And let's just wait how it's gonna work out. And later I will explain exactly why we are doing that. And just checking what we have for our first bet, and it seems like we are having the first profit. It is just a small victory, but for a starter. Let's go next. And the next chart that we see, I didn't show it, I guess, the currency pairs, but you know it that I am just choosing the pairs with the highest payout. Here we're changing the bet, and we are making this bet for a downward movement. And it's actually because you may see here the channel is actually showing us that we are moving a little bit down now, that the chart is gonna go down in this period. But let's check it first and then discuss why is that and how is that. And it's actually just looking like we are about to lose, but we are not. And I'm gonna explain why. We were playing, and watching all indicators, we were actually just like growing and the movement was like upward. But here you may see the channel, this indicator, and it's actually showing that this was the highest point or about to be highest point of this chart. And that's why we were predicting that this chart is not gonna go that high. So that's why we just went for a downward movement, and it's worked out. So the next chart that we are actually observing, just check the situation here. I'm gonna change the bet, and it's actually, on the big chart, kind of looking like that it's gonna grow, but we are actually predicting along with the all indicators, along the 3 indicators, that it's gonna go down. And here we may just wait, and just if it's, going like more down than it was before, because before this moment, all the previous moments, the chart was actually in the upper position, and now we are expecting this dramatic, the dramatic fall. And here, why we are expecting that? Because of indicators. So just check this out. And what we actually see here, and what we actually expected it actually happening, and this is just because the indicators, because sometimes without these indicators, I may assume that it may go upward, but if you are just set it up correctly, it's gonna work out correctly too. So there's no magic, just strategy, analysis, and like patience plus attention. So the next situation here, this was like a full picture. Here is like a situation that we have now. We're gonna raise our bet. We are just multiplying it, and made our bet for a downward movement. Here again, just check the situation. The first awesome oscillator is showing us the orange candles, and we are actually see, like a high volatility here that market like playing, like upper and down. And here I am assuming it's gonna be for a down and more down, because we see here's the periods of downward movement, and it was like a while ago, but it was a bit like continued. So let's wait and let's see how it's going. And it just seems like pretty tiny space that we have to make it or profit or lose. But if you see here, we were just about correct. Maybe we needed like a biggest period here, but I am playing with this period that I set up just in the beginning. It's like 1 minute, and maybe if the period were shorter or longer, you may see now that the chart has started like just growing. So the period is also quite important, but that was a pretty tense situation, if I'm being honest. So this chart is actually rapidly growing, and what we are expecting here, if you check here, this is the highest point. This is like our resistance line. If you remember this term, from my previous videos, and I made like a few bets here, for a maximum, and we are expecting this reverse movement now, that this chart I'm not gonna go higher than this level because it never actually been higher before. So let's see how it's gonna be, because I made just like 2 bets and it's already seemed like it's moving downward. So we are just patiently expecting the bet to finish, to end. And what we actually see here, that both of these bets are just gonna work out. It actually was the third one, but it was more accident than just on purpose. And it just worked out again. So don't forget, just don't mind only like indicators, but the resistance line, the support line, the chart itself, the full picture. And together it just working out without any mistakes sometimes. But this is the market. It may behave as it want to behave. So we are not just like, praying for that. We are making analysis strategy. And it's done for the day. That was the last one, and I hope you enjoyed that. So it's done, and I'm happily announcing that it was the last trade for the day, because it actually was quite successful. I like these indicators and I like this method, to make this bet, because you are just following the tendency and sometimes checking the situation, but the situation is still sometimes the most important one, and the patience and attention to just go into the bet at the right time. So you know that I have my Telegram channel and I have a VIP chat with the free signals, and you can text me, you can give me any feedback that you have in your trading. Maybe you have some questions or problems, or I don't know, some victories that you really want to share. So I'm here for you. You can find all the links in bio or below this video, and stay tuned, we're gonna get for some more.